Hello, Aries. There are moments you cannot name. Only sense that something inside you is about to explode. You're tired, but you're also standing very close to a sacred breaking point. And if you are an Aries, then this video didn't find you by accident, because this is not an astrology report. This is a cosmic map written just for you, where three great forces are beginning to move at once. A destiny breakthrough, a love reborn, and a miraculous shift in finances. And if your heart is already stirring, then right below this video, I am ready to receive my life-altering breakthrough. That comment is not just a declaration. It is a signal sent directly to the universe that Aries is ready to return and do something the world will never forget. And now, let me reveal why Mars, your ruling planet, is about to lead you through a gateway. And when you walk through it, you will no longer be who you once were. Here begins life breakthrough when Mars calls the name of Aries. Not everyone you've loved was meant to walk the whole path with you, but sometimes the universe brings someone back, not to repeat the old tragedy, but to give you the chance to see yourself again, with a heart that has matured and no longer demands sacrifice to prove its worth. And if you are Aries, listen closely to what the stars are whispering to you. Because this month, Venus, the planet of love, values, and attraction, is forming a rare trine with the South Node, opening a door to reconnect with emotions that were never fully healed. This return isn't just about a person, it's about an emotional pattern you once rejected. Venus is casting light into the house that governs long-term relationships and soul-connected love. This is not the kind of love that passes briefly through your life. It's the kind that carves itself into the memory of your soul. And the South Node, that karmic point tied to past life echoes, is also being activated, revealing that unfinished bonds, those that ended without reason, are now entering a cycle of divine repair. If lately you found yourself remembering someone unexpectedly, or if a person you thought you had no more feelings for suddenly reaches out again, that is not coincidence. It is the precise movement of a cosmic rhythm written just for you, Aries. I have watched many Aries through the journeys of their lives, and strangely, the stronger they appear, the more easily they bypass emotional pain. Not because they don't feel it, but because they believe. They're not allowed to stop, but there is a quiet truth. Even the heart of a warrior needs a place to be understood. You can lead a crowd, but if no one is there to touch the softest part of you when you return home, then that loneliness can be deeper than any emptiness you've ever known. True love does not ask you to pretend to be happy. It is the space where you are allowed to feel deeply, truthfully. Even after you've fallen, when Venus returns to the heart space of your chart, the universe does not ask, have you moved on? It asks, have you learned the lesson that came with the pain? Because real love only arrives when you no longer use it to fill a void, but to nurture the whole person you are becoming. And Aries, you were not born to stand on the sidelines of love. You were born to love with courage and honesty, but also to learn how to be loved in peace, without always having to fight for it. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you did everything just right, hoping they wouldn't leave, only to realize in the end you had to leave yourself to stay? If you've ever held yourself small in a love, where you had to hold it all together just to feel worthy, then now is the moment the universe is asking you, gently but clearly, to lay that weight down, not to let go of them, but to release the version of you who believed you had to be flawless in order to be loved. And if someone does return to your life during this time, don't ask, do I still love them? Ask instead, can this person love the version of me that exists now? The one who has grown through every wound. If there is someone you once loved, but never had the chance to speak your heart to, leave their name or a memory as a way of freeing your heart. Because you never know. That single act may open a flow of energy more powerful than you imagined, and if you feel ready for a love, that can be rebuilt from understanding, not performance. Then write it now for the universe to hear. I am ready to be loved by a heart that sees me and no longer hides. When your heart opens, the vibrations you send begin to ripple outward, and the universe listens. But it's not just love that begins to move. In the next part of this journey, I will show you something few people notice when the heart begins to heal. Financial miracles begin to unfold. And if you've believed success only comes through effort, what you're about to hear may forever change the way you attract abundance. There are people who pass through our lives like shooting stars, breathtaking, radiant for a moment, then gone. But there are others who, after many years and many seasons, return not because they never left, but because you are no longer who you once were. And the strange, sacred truth is this: the universe never forgets what was left unfinished. This month, Venus, planet of love, beauty, and emotional resonance, is forming a rare trine with the South Node, the karmic point of the soul's past. This is a doorway opening from memory, not memory of the mind, but memory of the soul. It holds the ones who once loved you in a sacred time beyond time, and for reasons beyond understanding. Could not walk with you all the way. If your dreams lately feel soft but full of emotion, if a song, a scent, or an unexpected message suddenly brings someone back to mind, know this: their return is not random. At the same time, the waning moon is activating your 7th house, the space of lasting relationships and soul contracts, and the universe is placing this quiet question in your heart. After everything, who is worthy to walk beside you now? When you are no longer here to please anyone but your own spirit, I used to think love was just a feeling, but the deeper I went into the soul's map, the more I understood. Love is a lesson, and for Aries, that lesson always begins with fire, but ends with something quieter. Truth. Have you ever loved someone so deeply you forgot who you were? Have you ever tried to become softer, quieter, more acceptable, just so you wouldn't lose them? Aries is always the one moving forward, but sometimes the cost of pride is a kind of sorrow no one else can see. This time, Venus hasn't returned just to reconnect you with a person. It has returned to reconnect you with your true light. Love is not the place where you sacrifice what makes you different. Real love is the space where that difference is seen, supported, and cherished for no reason at all. If you still have to silence your feelings or shrink your desires just to keep a relationship, that's not love. That's you folding yourself into a shape never meant to hold your soul. The one who's truly meant for you won't ask you to become smaller. They will help you bloom. like a flower that knows. It never has to hide its scent or its colors. Because someone who loves a flower never loves it halfway, there is a quiet healing taking place during this time. When you start to ask yourself, do I still love them? Or do I only miss the feeling of once being chosen? Sometimes what hurts most isn't that they left, but that you never said everything you needed to say before they did. And if you've ever had to let someone go, even though you still loved them, then you understand. The pain isn't in losing them. The pain is in losing yourself while trying to stay. So write down the one thing you wish you had told them, because you never know. Someone out there may be reading it now and quietly understanding. And if today love found its way back to you, would you be willing to love with a naked heart? No armor, no pretending you're fine, just love as you are. And if that feels true for you, then say it with your soul. I am ready to be loved by a heart that sees me and no longer hides. For Aries, love is like the original flame. It's wild, bright, fearless, but it can burn itself out without the wind of understanding and trust. What you need now isn't a new fire. You need someone who knows how to keep the flame alive beside you through every storm season. And Venus brings another message, subtle but profound. The one who truly loves you doesn't need you to prove anything. They hear the things you don't say, and they stay not because you're perfect, but because they've seen your cracks and chose to love you anyway. And when your heart begins to heal, it releases a new frequency, an energy that draws not only love, but abundance too. You may not believe that just yet, but in the next part of this journey, I will show you something most never realize. When you heal what's broken in your heart, money no longer becomes something you chase. It becomes a something that finds you in perfect rhythm with the soul you're finally letting breathe. Aries, if any part of this feels true to you, then stay, because what you're about to hear about Jupiter and your divine financial opportunity might change more than just your wallet. It might transform your entire belief system. We'll meet in the next part of this journey, where your spiritual assets begin to multiply simply by living in alignment with the truth of who you really are. There are moments in life when money is no longer just a number. It becomes a test of trust, a way for the universe to ask, are you ready to receive at the level you once dared to give? For Aries, the financial journey was never a straight road. It's been leaps of courage, daring choices others might call reckless. But somehow, those were the exact steps that opened doors no one else could see. And this month, another door is opening. Jupiter, planet of expansion, blessings, and divine wisdom, is entering your second house, the realm of personal wealth, income, and self-worth. At the same time, it aligns harmoniously with Mercury, the planet of ideas, learning, and communication. Together, they're creating a powerful channel, a current of energy that flows directly between your mind, your gifts, and the material world. This isn't blind luck. This isn't some random miracle. This is the reward for those who have dared to live in truth. If you've been feeling financially stuck, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I living in alignment with who I really am? Or am I still operating according to what others expect of me? Because Jupiter doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to authentic frequency. I used to think success was something you chase, but I've seen, especially with Aries, that money only starts showing up when you stop chasing and start returning. When you let your truest passion become your loudest prayer, you don't need a wealth strategy. You need a reason to wake up each morning and the courage to place your entire soul inside that reason. Because when you live in alignment with your true energy, money doesn't just arrive, it stays. It begins to serve something greater than you. Money, in the end, is a form of energy. It arrives quietly to those who create real value. And it withdraws silently from places full of fear or self-doubt. If you've gone through financial loss, don't blame yourself. Instead, ask, what frequency was I radiating back then? Because external lack is often the echo of an inner block. You don't have to get rich to prove anything, you just need to do what your soul came here to do. With full-hearted conviction, Aries doesn't make money by calculating. You create wealth through the heat of your passion, when it's ignited at the right moment. So pause now for just a few seconds and ask yourself, what do I truly want to build in the next 6 months? Not to impress, not to compete, but to start creating something you'll be proud to leave behind. And when you feel that vision stir inside you, write this beneath the video: I choose to invest in my soul's mission. Because when you write those words, you're not just sending a message to the universe. You're making a vow to yourself. It's time to live rich from the inside out. Jupiter is like the teacher you never knew you needed until the day they show up at your door. On the say, it's time you learn how to receive. Not because you are more worthy than others, but because you've dared to give without calculation. You've chased dreams no one else believed in. You've stood back up after failures, when no one was there to clap for you. And now that same teacher returns with a quiet but powerful question: are you ready to live in true abundance? In astrology, money isn't just a number in your account. It is the physical reflection of your trust in life and the honesty of your inner frequency. If you've ever felt uncomfortable talking about money, remember, money doesn't make you worse. It only amplifies who you already are. And if you've learned to love yourself the right way, then money becomes a tool, not a chain. And then, after everything, you begin to understand the deeper reason for all this movement was never just so you could earn more. It was to bring you back to the values your soul truly needs. Venus brings love, Jupiter brings wealth, but only when both have arrived and you have still managed to keep yourself. Only then does something higher begin to appear, a mission greater than success, greater than money, greater than emotion. A message written for you long before you were born. And in the next part of this journey, I will take you back to that truth, to the moment when your heart, your talents, and your soul align, and you take your first step into the next phase of your sacred destiny. There comes a very quiet moment when you realize everything you chased, everything you fought for, everything you thought was so important, suddenly becomes small, and in its place, a larger question arises, softly from somewhere deep within. Why was I sent to this world? Right now in your birth chart, the North Node, the soul's point of evolution, is moving into the realm of Aries. This is no longer a race. It's a return. You don't need to become someone else. You simply need to return to the version of you before the world taught you to hold back, to stay silent for peace, to dim your light so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Neptune and Saturn, two planets that seem to stand apart, are now working together in the strangest, most divine way. Neptune whispers to your soul, "Do you still believe in the invisible?" While Saturn speaks with weight and clarity. Then take responsibility for that belief. You can no longer live split in two, half believing, half doubting. You must choose. Either you step fully into the light of faith, or remain lost in paths that lead to nowhere. I used to think we were here to become the best version of ourselves, but after years of watching human lives unfold, I realized we are not here to be perfect. We are here to be honest with our soul. Because when you no longer need to prove anything, you finally touch the purest part of your purpose, whatever you have lost. A job, a relationship, a dream. It didn't leave to punish you, it left to return you to yourself. And every time something breaks, the universe redraws the line between ego and soul. You were not sent to this world by accident. Every Aries is marked, like the first torch that lights the way. No one else was born to open the path, only you. And if lately you felt something strange, a dream you can't explain, a chill in the night with no hand touching you, a sense that your name is being called from somewhere beyond, trusted, you are being awakened. And if that's happening to you, write this beneath the video as a sacred confirmation. I am ready to step into my soul's mission. Because you're not just speaking to yourself, you are speaking to the universe. And now, as you look back at all you've been through, the heartaches, the uncertainties, the financial lessons, you'll see something clearly. None of it came to hurt you. It all arrived as a sacred invitation to bring you closer to the truth your soul has been searching for. Don't go just yet, because in the final chapter, I'll share with you something sacred. Why after today, you will no longer be the person you once were. You've heard it now, haven't you, Aries? 3 signs from the universe are rising together: a destined breakthrough, a reborn love, and a financial miracle awakened by your belief. And all of it starts inside you, no one else. You are the door the universe wants to open. Thank you, not just for staying until the end, but for having the courage to listen to the voice inside yourself. If this message touched something deep in you, like this video, share it, and write below, I am ready to live aligned with my highest destiny. Because that's not just a sentence, it's a signal sent to the stars that you are ready to rise, Aries. You were not born to follow anyone. You were born to blaze a path where no one has ever dared to walk, and we will meet again. At the moment, your soul calls for a sacred reminder, more than ever before, and when that moment comes, I will be here waiting for you.